My name is Claudette Milner. I am a child of the King. First, thank you to Marnie and the audience for this opportunity to speak. Last year, I was admitted to the hospital. The only words I could hear were, "Her diabetic count is over 700. Her brain is bleeding." I couldn't hear anymore. Later, I woke up in the ICU. Days passed after beginning physical therapy and mental therapy, mobility training. The one thing that I kept asking myself was, will I write again? I asked my daughter to bring me my laptop. Now, I didn't ask her to bring deodorant or gowns or house shoes or any of the needed necessities. I asked her to bring my laptop. When she got to the hospital, she gave me my laptop and I opened it and I immediately pulled up a Word page and the writing was incoherent. I then went to Facebook. I was going to write something, share something. And the nurse looked at me and saw me struggling and she said, "Miss Milner, wait, the internet is cruel." And I did. But when I shut that laptop, I cried for the first time since coming to the ICU. I sobbed out to the only person that could truly answer that question. I called out to my Father. And I allowed myself to go through acceptance. That was my breaking point. After my release, I was determined. I self-published, didn't ask for God's permission. I self-published my next book, Children of Plains Estates, Book 6. And I asked for reviews, thinking if I could get good reviews, I could quiet the inside noise in me. The reviews were horrible. I was angry. I was angry at the reviewers. I wasn't angry at myself yet for publishing a book that I knew I wasn't ready to. I was specifically angry at a dear friend who had taken me home from the hospital and knew that I was struggling. But I had to ask myself, what if I can't write anymore? Who would I be? I pulled out my earlier work and asked myself a question I had answered my entire life. Why do you write? And my answer was still the same. I write to give every child a voice. In that moment, I realized something. My ability may have changed, but my why had not. And that is when transformation began. What is transformation? It is not adjustment. It is a radical internal change. Romans 12:2 tells us, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The Greek word is metamorphosis, a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. Transformation begins on the inside. And according to Merriam-Webster, it is a thorough or dramatic change in character or function. That means transformation may require a new schedule, a new circle, a new version of you. Sometimes failure is the greatest catalyst to transformation, because failure forces us to ask the question, why did I start? Why am I continuing? What is my goal? Or is this somebody else's goal? Am I aligned with my purpose? And after failure, we are forced to ask the critical question, what is my why? Your next decision defines your future. Do you stay stuck? Do you change course? Do you transform? To identify your why, you write down your goal. Write the reason. Is this truly mine? Is it short-term or long-term? Questions we ask. Why do we go to college? Is it our answer or is it somebody else's? I changed my major 3 times because the first 2 were my parents' dreams, not mine. My parents' why, not mine. Why do we get a job? And the answer is many times. We get a job so that you can move into a different direction, so that you could move, buy a house, go to college, help your parents. It's different for each of us. When you struggle and you have obstacles in life, you must identify your why. The first step to transformation is introspection. And I call it the reality check. After my stroke, I had limitations. I had to ask myself, am I living with purpose? If my dreams had died with that stroke, are you living the life that God has for you? I had to learn to reduce my schedule, to accept a slower pace. The second step was spiritual growth. Each day begins with a conversation with God. Scripture, meditation, worship. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Corinthians 5:17 says, I am a new creature. For those practicing spirituality, you start your day with affirmations. I am worthy. I am strong. I am enough. I am courageous. The third step is mental health. Even with faith, I faced depression. I had to silence voices telling me to retire, telling me that they knew better than God what I should do for my next steps. I sought counseling. Prayer and therapy can coexist. You cannot transform if you are not mentally healthy. Choosing help is choosing strength. You don't have to battle alone. My fourth step was physical health. I committed to daily walks, physical therapy, yoga, dance. When I walk uphill and get fatigued, I revisit my why. I remember I am walking with purpose. Physical strength builds mental endurance. Educational growth. Growth did not stop because my body changed. I continued learning, refining, adjusting my writing process. I had to delegate. I had to learn AI and how to migrate it. Transformation begins with development. I am still transforming. Transformation is not an event, it is a daily decision. It requires revisiting your why every time life challenges you. Your abilities may shift, your circumstances may change, your pace may slow, but your why, if rooted in purpose, remains. So today I asked you, are you living your why, or are you surviving someone else's? Choose transformation when obstacles hit. Choose purpose. Choose yourself. Thank you. Okay, that was 13:33, but I got to see if Dennis is called.